All right, guys, welcome back. I'm going to have you go ahead and draw us a little square like this. Remember, you've got the top part, and then you've got the two small parts here. Now, if you've lost your whiteboard, you know what to do. If you've lost that whiteboard, then you need to use your notebook. If you've lost your marker, you need to use your notebook. Notice I do have hands, though. All right, so get that drawn. Check your neighbor, make sure your neighbor has it. If not, remind them to draw it. All right, so once you've got this drawn, we're going to look at our question. If you remember from the other day, we had our total up here and our parts down here. All right, so let's take a look at the first question since you've got that drawn, shall we? All right, 145 boys and 108 girls took part in an art competition. How many children took part in the competition? So you're going to take this right here, all of this, and you're going to move the two pieces you know, the 108 and the 145, and move them over here somewhere. Press pause. We'll be back. We're going to check to see if you've got them in the right spot. All right. Were you able to find the right spot to put those? You know, it's all in the wording. Right here where it says, how many children took part in the competition? So, what did you need to do with the two numbers you had? Well, since it was saying girls and boys, you needed to add them together. So, here you go. You've got your boys, 140. You've got your girls, 108. So, go ahead. We'll see if you can add them. Press pause, and we'll be right back to see if you added them correctly. All right. Were you able to add those correctly? I mean, it wasn't too hard, right? I'm not just some floating head here. Now, one way to picture this is if we look at this graph here. If you notice on this one, we had a smaller section for the girls than we did for the boys. Now, why is that? Well, of course, there was more boys than there were girls. So we leave that a bigger section, so it makes sense that this is the whole, meaning all the students, and then down here, it's representing just each section, whether it's boys or girls. Okay? Let's try another one. Now, I'm not going to help you as much on the next couple of ones, but you can do it. I have faith in you. I am not, like I said, just a floating head up here, floating around. Okay, so your step now. We'll go ahead. Oh, let's add them. Yes, 145 plus the 108. 8 plus 5 is 13. Can't add 13, so 4 plus 1 is 5. And then we got the 1 plus 0. Oh, I messed up, didn't I? I forgot to add 100. So it was 253. Wow, computer messed up. Can you believe it? Computers. Can't trust them, can you? All right, so here we go. Down to our next one. Let's see if you can do it on your own, though. So, 118 children took part in the arts competition. 75 were girls. How many were boys? Go ahead, press pause. We'll come back. You're going to tell us how many were boys. All right. So, did you put them in your chart? Because that's the way you're going to be able to answer the question and get the points. And that's how you're going to be doing your homework in just a little bit. So, it's always important that you do as it asks you. Remember, 118 children took part in that competition. 75 of those children were girls. How many were boys? Okay, so here you see we've got our 75 girls, but we had that many boys, or children altogether. So, how did we solve that? How did you solve that? I heard a couple of you say subtracted. You subtracted the girls from the total to find out the number of boys. That is the correct way to do it. Isn't that cool? You guys are so smart. You figured all this out already on your own. All right, so let's try to figure that out. So we've got 118 children minus the 75 girls. All right, 5 minus 8 is 3. 7 minus 1, or 1 minus 7, can't do it, so I got to borrow, which makes that from the hundreds over makes that 11 minus 7, which makes that 43. So there were 43 boys total. Pretty easy, right? Aren't you excited about how easy today's math is? I am. All right, so we have the total down there. All right, now we're going to look at another one. So make sure when you're doing these that you put them in the right spot, okay? All right, our next one says, Ella saved $184. Noah saved 63 less than Ella. How much did Noah save? All right, your teacher's going to click pause right here, and then we will be back to see if you can find out how much Noah saved. All right, how did you do? So, if you drew this correctly, yours should look very similar to this one here. All right, so you've got the difference because we didn't know what Noah did. We knew that Ella saved $184 and he saved 63 less. So we know that this section plus this section, ooh, that moved weird. So this section plus this section equals $148. So what you should have done, and I'm hoping most of you did, is take that 184 and subtract the difference, and that's going to tell you how much Noah saved. Okay? 4 minus 3 is 1. 8 minus, I think that's minus 2. I'm looking at it backwards, so I apologize. All right, so that came up with 100 and looks like 21 from here. I apologize again. I'm looking at it backwards as we're doing this. Okay, our last one. Brandon saved $168. He saved $37 less than Lisa. How much did Lisa save? All right, fabulous teachers, press pause, and we'll be back to see if they were able to solve it. All right. Yes, my face is very white in here. All right. Let's see how you solved. Now, to do this correctly, you would have put the Lisa up here. We didn't know Lisa, right? We did know that Brandon saved 168 and Lisa saved 37 less. So, in order to find out what Lisa saved, we are going to have to take, he saved, sorry. Take what he saved, that says plus, doesn't it? All right, see how you've got to pay attention to those. So, I added, and he saved less, so I should have subtracted. Pay attention to those signs, okay? All right, Elizabeth saved $175. Daniel saved $205. How much less did Elizabeth save than Daniel? All right, your teacher's going to press pause, and we will be right back. Okay, so we had Elizabeth and Daniel. So now let's take a look. So we did know that Daniel was up there at the top, right? Because Daniel saved $205, right? And we knew that Elizabeth saved $175. So how much less did Elizabeth save than Daniel? So we're going to take what Elizabeth saved minus what Daniel saved. And that's going to give us our answer. So we've, as you can see right there, the difference was $30. She saved $30 less. All right. That does it for our practice. Remember, don't do like I did. Pay attention to the question. You will either be adding or subtracting. Okay? One or the other. Pay close attention so you can get it right. All right, guys. The next slide has your homework. Don't forget to click submit. Now, some of you will get the homework. You'll watch how to do it. You'll get to that very first question, and you'll instantly come up. And this is me reenacting. Ready? Teacher, I don't know what to do. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know what's funny? We say to you, read us the question. You usually will read us the question, and guess what? 9 out of 10 times, you know how to answer it. So, going on this one, before you come up,